Wrenches on deck, because I'm not talking to trolls. Just so you know. Let me go over here to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. It was a very interesting sport. Man, Taquan Savage, a salute to the big goat Fannon. Man, thank you very much, dude. Thank you. That's going to go to the cause. And I would appreciate everybody that does super chats today. You know, matter of fact, dog, don't worry about the live stream tomorrow. Don't do any super chat tomorrow. I'm cool. But, dog, let people know in the super chat today if you think that dude is guilty. Okay? Whether it's $1, whatever. But it should be looking like all of that because, dog, money talks, bullshit walks. I don't care if it's 99 cents. Okay? And you don't have to do anything tomorrow. Live stream tomorrow is on me. I might change. I might turn super chats off tomorrow. I so much just like, nah, man, let's talk about it today. I dropped a video today. Yeah, man, Tyson Fury, in my opinion, from what I've seen, needs to go for the rest of his life. Should never be allowed back in a boxing ring. Should never be allowed back in a boxing ring, in my opinion. Should not be about a fight. Should not be about Deontay Wilder and why he spoke so much. Right? You got what you wanted, dog, but he waited till all the evidence had been thoroughly parsed through before he said anything. And now you've heard it. So now investigate it. You cannot go WBC without formally investigating this. If you do not investigate this, you are a farce. That is a world champion that came with videotape evidence to everybody on the planet. And if you sit there and act like it didn't happen, that is a death knell to your organization's credibility. We have these type of things that happen in boxing every 10 years or so. In the 1980s, it was Luis Resto and it was Panama Lewis, and people didn't have any problem kicking Panama Lewis out of boxing for the rest of his life. Didn't blink an eye about him. He's the dirtiest person ever. Tyson Fury has done more than Panama Lewis has done. When he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs and when he had that thumb disconnected. He's already outdone Panama Lewis without any Glovegate conversations. So what are you going to do, WBC? Are you going to let him be the champion? Or are you going to say, nah, we got to look into this and that should probably be a no contest? We have to be very serious about the sport of boxing and the videotape evidence. As much as we hate to admit it, hey, he has a reasonable argument here that we missed a lot of things as an organization. We missed the gloves. Yes, we did. We missed the gloves. But we're going to make it right because we missed the gloves. You're right. And we're going to put things in place to make sure that that doesn't happen again. You're right. We missed the gloves. Love the arena. You're right. We missed it. We got magic shows here all the time, and we didn't recognize a magician when he walked in the room. Just didn't see it. But, dude, if David Copperfield can float in the middle of the air with nothing there in Vegas, dog, Tyson Fury can get some fucked up gloves and whatever this other stuff into Vegas as well. But it doesn't matter what my opinion is because now Deontay Wilder has directly accused him. So you have to make a response. And if Tyson Fury does not sue him for defamation of character, then there's your answer. Because Deontay Wilder all but said, sue me. This is what I think, sue me. Doesn't that look like what he did when he came with evidence and video to support what he was saying? He didn't just come out and say, hey, and then what he said is, I've got plenty more. Where that is. Where that came from, what I show you, I've got plenty more. So, sue me or fight. Sue me or fight. And if you don't fight, I'm suing you too. And good for Deontay Wilder. I'm happy for that young man. Much love in that super chat. Focus Ball said, much blessings, man. Much blessings to you, Focus Ball. But we got to stand up for what's right in the sport of boxing, and you guys need to come on with it. Okay? Don't stay on the wrong side for too long. We're saying give an investigation to it. If you act like it's not worth looking into legitimately, then you're just being dishonest. And now you're on center stage with everybody watching. Okay? There's no, dude, the mirror has, the sheets have been pulled off, dog. Okay? Everybody's standing in a room looking at each other in the face. No lights are on. There's no sparkly bulbs to distract people. There's no commentators that people trust and have, and believe are going to tell them the truth. No. Stephen A. Smith said, oh, I think Deontay Wilder needs a rematch all of a sudden. Yeah, okay, Stephen. You saw the tape, huh? Saw the tape, huh, Stephen? Yeah, you should give him a rematch. Yeah, I know you think that, Stephen, because you saw that tape. Somebody sat down with Stephen A. Smith and said, dog, look at this shit, man. Fuck up out of here. If you saw this shit in basketball, you would be screaming up and down, Stephen A. Smith. Fraud. You fraud, you $10 million a year fraud. You telling me fuck boxing. Let's talk about the black sports anchors that ain't saying nothing about it. Y'all want to bash on Deontay Wilder, but you don't want to say nothing about it, Stephen A. Smith. What about that, man? Are you so big that you don't think that you don't hear this? Okay, Stephen A. Smith, you're so big you don't hear this. Other people do. I heard how he said, my understanding is he said, yeah, he got the rematch. He deserves a rematch. No, dog, Tyson Fury deserves to be banned. I don't want to, if it's true, he needs to be gone. And that needs to be a no contest. And he needs to be humiliated and expelled from boxing for cheating in a fight. And you discovered it afterwards. Just like you discover performance-enhancing drugs afterwards, you should punish people and not let them fight Vladimir Klitschko in their very next fight. The masquerade is over. The trick is over. Everybody knows. And everybody that defended him has no credibility anymore. Everybody that defended him has no credibility anymore either. So you don't have them to run to. Because people don't respect their opinions about boxing. And that's the truth, media. People do not respect your opinion about boxing, Steve Kim. And that's the truth. Don't respect your opinion about boxing. Because I believe you're employed by ESPN. And if you were a true fan of boxing and really digging in and wanting to do it, then I would believe you. But I don't believe you. I do not believe Chris Mannix. He is ridiculed on a daily basis throughout the boxing world. Nobody confuses him with boxing sage. He's a yes man. He's a yes man. What do I need to say now, man? Is what he is. And what all the boxing media have been. But you can't do this to Deontay Wilder. And he was man enough to tell you to his face what you have to lean into it. When people accuse you of things, say you're a liar, don't creep back. If what you say is true, move forward into it with the padded gloves of truth. There's no padding on this. Boom. It's the truth. Go look at the videotape. Right? All of it is unedited footage. Unedited footage. From Fox. Pay-per-view. That they re-aired. That is public record. It's all there. The covering up of the camera is there. The glove moving in the first fight is there on Showtime. It's there. The picture from Grzinski is there. It's there. And if they investigate it, he will be suspended for the rest of his life. If they are true and fair. And nobody is confused. So all of that debate, keep debating. Ain't nobody believing you but yourselves. You guys come on the air, jump on, talk all kind of craziness like we don't know they pay you. We know they pay you and got receipts. What? So stop. You are not going to defend Tyson Fury out of this. The question is, are you going to save your own, are you going to save your own reputation at this point in time? Are you going to be the first brave major person to come out and say, I believe Deontay Wilder? My career be damned. I stand for what's right. I see those gloves bending. I see it. Go call Deontay Wilder. Ask Deontay Wilder for the proof that he says he has. And then look at it and then make that decision. And whatever you see, tell the truth. Because you guys keep putting these band-aids on the problem. You know everybody's on steroids, but you just say, whatever, we can't do anything about it. What good is talking going to do? Well, not talking ain't doing nothing. Believe it. It's time. Tyson Fury should be held accountable. $10 to the Build a Black Lawyer. Thank you very much. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for the support. Focus Ball says, guilty till y'all, guilty. Told y'all since one day, no padding plus iron equals jail. Nah, dude, no jail. Because there's no injuries that could not have happened within a boxing ring. I don't think that that would fly. I don't care about that either. And no disrespect to you, obviously, because you know you're my guy. But no, I want public shame is what I want. I want everybody that watches boxing that's a fan to know that that's the case. That's all I care about. Because the WBC can do whatever they want to do. If everybody acknowledges that's the truth, who cares? You can continue to tell people water ain't wet. So what? Their shoes are soaked. At a certain point in time, you make people create enough lies, they will completely ruin their own credibility. Keep defending them. Keep working and keep doing it. Keep doing it because the game was been over, dude. It's on tape. The hand is in the cookie jar, man. The hand is on the cookie jar. The hand is in the cookie jar on tape. And you guys are going to sit there and try to just convince people that they don't see that? And then Deontay Wilder? Well, Deontay Wilder hasn't said anything. Really? Hasn't he? And what difference does that make if he said it or not? Right? Because it's either true or it's not. It's either true or it's not. Doesn't matter if he said anything or not. I, to this day, have not heard. The guy that Luis Resto, Billy, what's his Billy Khan? Not Billy Khan. Who's the guy Luis Resto almost killed? I still ain't heard him say anything. I've never heard him say anything. I still know he did it to him. You realize that there are people that get like murdered and you never hear from them out of their mouth? So you think of Deontay Wilder, say if Deontay Wilder for some crazy reason would have died in there, you think that it wouldn't have been valid because he wouldn't have been able to speak? I'm a little twisted on what exactly the relevance of him speaking to you is. When you can see it yourself. That seems to be a distraction, a deflection. Seems what it is to me. And there shall be no trolls acknowledged. Because, dog, we the same boxing fans we've always been. And we've been telling you this ain't nothing new. You guys just keep running into it. Week in, week out, week in, week out. Last week, Lomachenko gets busted, right? All of a sudden, he's not all that. He's 14-2. You know, it went from, wow, the greatest fighter ever to 14-2, and he don't deserve a rematch real fast, didn't it? Like somebody should have seen that coming. I did, and I won money off of it. Because I always bet on the corruption over the logic. Because the logic tells me that it should be corrupted. You are not about to feed Teofimo Lopez to the wolves unless you know he's ready for Lomachenko. And you're not going to let, if you think Lomachenko's over the hill, like people have been saying, and you think he's overrated, like people have been saying, then you're going to feed him to your guy. You're not going to feed him to somebody else. But who told you about that? Just using logic and looking at what would have happened to people in the past. But this sport, that's just amazing how you've literally heard everybody associated with boxing talk about people cheating boxing. Whether it is the scorecards or it's the refs, or it's the fighter themselves, or it's the sanctioning bodies. Everybody has accused everybody of cheating at one point in time. Mauricio Suleiman was watching the fight. He's the WBC president, right? He was watching a fight on the zone where I can't remember what the name of the fight was, but a referee was looking at his phone. And Mauricio Suleiman said, wow, this is something really to be concerned about. I'm like, really not as concerning as what? You trying to distract? Because you got a super cruiserweight division and you got Glovegate going on? Hey, if you ordered the fight for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder the first time when Tyson Fury pulled out of the rematch, why don't you order it now so we don't have to worry about a rematch clause? The WBC can order that fight or strip Tyson Fury if they so desire. And Tyson Fury can then drop the belt if he so desires. Or you can call it a no contest because you clearly saw the cheating. It's your choice, or you keep acting like people don't see what they see and keep hoping that people are going to go away and just start believing you. No, they will not, dog. Dog, if I stop doing videos tomorrow, man, look, there's going to be somebody else doing the same thing. Trust me. Because people are trying to do it right now. They're like, shit, look like Fannon making a buck. Let me do what he doing. That's how it goes. Right? That's how it goes. When the business world starts seeing that it is financially in their self-interest to tell the truth, then people start telling the truth. Right? If you got paid for telling the truth, would you be telling the truth? Yes, you would. So there are people out there who right about now, depending on the subject, get paid for telling the truth. Not for telling people what you want them to be told. Nah, dog, the day has changed whether or not you discredit me or not. Believe it. Because people see the receipts. They see the receipts. You have people you're claiming are these big channels that never put ads in their videos. Fuck, you maintain your video. How you maintain that with no ads in your videos? If you don't put no ads in your videos, you make no money on your videos. That's YouTube. Because they get paid for ads. They don't get paid to bounce your shit around. So if you don't see people with ads in their videos, who's paying them is the question. Right? People see that stuff, man. Let me get to these super chats. Yes, sir. Justin Hawkins in the building. He said, that man cheated. That's facts all day. Should be banned for life after all the things he's done playing with that man's life. It's outrageous. It is outrageous. It's outrageous. How can you be a boxing fan and see that and not say something? Come on, man. Are you that jaded? Well, if you're that jaded, you don't need to be around. That's what it is. When you get so used to terrible things happening that you accept them and you participate in them, you're now jaded. Dog, this is not how it's supposed to work. Okay? When somebody does something like that, dude, in basketball, as soon as somebody usually starts running down the court without dribbling, somebody says, whoop, turnover. In boxing, Tyson Fury, go look at the tape, can foul Deontay Wilder severely. About, was it either 12 or 21 times? Headlock, pulling up, leaning his weight forward, punching him in the ribs, covering his mouth with his glove, all of those WWE tactics that are extremely illegal in the sport of boxing, but somehow Kenny Bayless waited till like it was 20 times and the dude was already out of it and beaten up before he took a point. He waited till all the damage was done, took a point away, and Tyson Fury went straight forward and kept doing it. And then he didn't take away any more points. Tyson Fury with a reasonable referee could have been tossed out of that fight in the third or fourth round if they would have called the foul. He was headbutting, he was rabbit punching him from the beginning. But you guys don't see that. Maybe what Andre Ward was trying to do was warn Deontay Wilder and said, Deontay, you ain't going to want no more of that, man. Let's just go to the Tyson Fury fight. Maybe that's what Andre Ward was saying. Like, man, look, dude, you should just pretty much just go on because, dog, you're not going to get through this, homie. You don't want this again. Who knows what he might have been? He might have been delivering a message when he said that. Because everything else about this is like, nah, dog. You are way too expert not to see this. Ishe Smith, you are way too expert not to see this. Way too expert not to see this. And you guys need to stop because people are not believing you. The only people believing you are your bosses. Okay? Your bosses that say, let's not cover it. Or it's not our interest, let's kind of let's stay towards more Fury. We're under contract. Those guys are going to ruin your career. They're going to ruin your reputation, at least in our community, for what it's worth to you. But it's a pretty big community and it's growing like 50% year over year. So you guys weren't even mentioning us 2 years ago, and now you're listening. Where's it going to be in 2 years? And again, it's not going to be me. Necessarily, okay, because people understand all this. This like when social media started and people really used to be able to pull a lot of tricks, dog. But people see these tricks, man. You got to investigate it, and if it turns out that an independent auditor that is agreed upon by Deontay Wilder and maybe not bought and paid for does it. But in that time, dude, really, it should be a no contest and Tyson Fury should be investigated and then he should be expelled from the sport of boxing, okay? He should be expelled for the sport of boxing just on Martin Carefoot, okay? Just on Martin Carefoot. If you say, Fannon, you're just way too hard on him. Dog, he should be kicked out for Martin Carefoot. He should be kicked out for Martin Carefoot alone. He should never get another British Boxing Board of Control license ever, just because of what happened years ago. Martin Carefoot. So you guys, dude, I can make an argument that he should be banned for boxing and never bring up Deontay Wilder's name. That's why you guys are such jokes. If it just was him alone and it was just Deontay Wilder's word and you don't have any prior evidence of similar prior acts, dog, it's like I'm accusing a guy that is a convicted bank robber of robbing a bank. And you guys are acting like, no way, dude, he was convicted for robbing a bank and the bank is robbed and he's there and I got pictures of him with his gun in his hand. What do you mean? We don't know. Who are you, his mama or something? This dude is already tested positive. That's cheating. He's already had his glove disconnected. That's cheating. Come on, man. You can't then claim that he can't cheat. You're just hoping people didn't look under his hood. All of that, oh, I've lost my mind, I'm so crazy. Dude, how isn't that the usual excuse? Oh, I'm crazy. It's not that I was a drug. That's not that I cheated. It's not that, no, it was my mental illness. But Deontay Wilder's the one getting excuses. He's selling books on excuses. If Deontay Wilder said, oh, the was I just had a mental breakdown in the locker room and Tyson Fury really can't beat me. Do you know what they would be saying about Deontay Wilder if Deontay Wilder used mental illness as a reason for losing a fight or not defending his title or getting stripped of his title? These guys would have a field day with Deontay Wilder because they had a field day with him for much less. Much less. D-Man Juice said Fury punk ass. Yeah, of course he is. I mean, that's my opinion. But dude, everybody knows it. So the question is the WBC going to do anything about it? You know? But see, here's the thing. That's the question they have. I don't have that question no more. We already know it, and that is enough. Johnny Nelson says Deontay Wilder is not a real champion. Johnny Nelson, you don't live in the United States. You don't get a vote. Every black man in America could turn around and say, dude, we love Deontay Wilder. We're going to buy every fight that he puts out. We believe that the fight was stolen from him, and you just a bunch of fucking cowards that wouldn't come back after you stole it. So we just going to watch him fight and pay for his pay-per-views and go see him fight and act like you dudes don't exist. And if we do that, we don't need you. What do you mean he's not a king? We anoint our own kings. And if we want to support Deontay Wilder, we will support Deontay Wilder. You don't get a vote. You don't even live here. So what are you talking about? All you black faces, white masks. All you wretched of the earth, all you black faces, white masks. Don't nobody care about you, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, dude. Nobody that matters. Okay, because you're in the UK. You don't buy no tickets here. We buy tickets here. We watch ESPN. We're the customer. You're the spectator. That's how it works. So don't come telling me who you ain't no king. Who are you? Hey, guess what, Johnny Nelson? That queen of yours, she ain't no queen. Why? Because I said so. She should have been gave up that. She got sons. They're the real king. The real king is the dude living in California with Meghan Markle. You think you would give anybody in the UK would give half a fart if I said that, other than being like, dude, you don't get to say who our king and queen is. The fuck you talking about? You don't get to tell me who my queen is. You don't get to tell me who my king is. You don't get to tell me who I support. And neither do you, but neither does Bob Arum. And neither does any of these other people. Which is why screw them and just focus on the fighters. Because if you support the fighters, it doesn't matter. That's the truth. If you buy the tickets, if you support the fighters, if you watch the videos, if you come to the live streams, if you big up the fighters, you represent the fighters, then the middleman is not needed. He can come directly to you, and you can support him or not. And you can let all those other middlemen just talk because you're not listening anyway. People tell me this guy said this about you. This guy said that about you. I wouldn't know. I do not listen. They listen to me. I will hear what they think because somebody else will tell me. I don't have to waste my time searching for what you say. It always comes to me anyway. Because you're talking about me. But you got a bigger channel, right? Get out of here with that nonsense. Anybody can buy a subscriber. Anybody can buy a subscriber. Anybody can buy views. Anybody. But if you ain't got support, you ain't got support. I already got 1,000 people that moved from my platform to Instagram in a week. I ain't no superstar, but I'm over that 1,000 in a week without buying none. And if I set my mind to having 30 and I grind and I grind and I grind, I will get to 30. Because the fans want to hear it. Because fans are telling me. And then I tell you what the fans told me in many instances. Hey, man, your platform's big enough, man. Here's what's up. There you go. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. If it's bullshit, I ain't saying nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? If it's real, I'll look into it. And when I look into it, and if it's real, boom goes the explosion. That's how it works. And that's what we're trying to do. We are media watchdogging. We are going to watch how you cover Deontay Wilder. And if you do not do your job, your journalistic job, your job as a journalist, we will let people know they are not telling the truth from what we understand. And here are all of the facts that support our conclusion. And you can listen to us for 4 hours laying it out. That's how it works. And it's not me. I am just explaining to you while you really are losing this. Because the structure doesn't work for you anymore. There has been a significant structural change to the way that people communicate in the United States. It is very dispersed. It is immediate. You cannot control that. You can't unless you can shut down the internet. And guess what? Boxing ain't that important. It's not. They've got things to worry about like other big issues, not you. So they ain't coming to protect you and shutting down YouTube for you. Okay? It's not going to happen. And you don't know as much about boxing as many of the people in the community. And that is displayed on a daily basis. Not about the past, not about the future, not about what is happening right now. But you see it. You just wait till what happens. Thomas Hauser got to break it. Right? Thomas Hauser had to break the Dillian White tested positive for performance-enhancing drug. What are you waiting around for Thomas Hauser to break the story? But Thomas couldn't break the story because the story was already broke. And we don't need it. I got better Ali stories myself. You know why? Because my family grew up with them. Okay? I don't even need biographers to tell me what's up with Errol Spence Jr. All I got to do is sit down and talk to somebody that knows him. See, we've got to get rid of this myth of this globalization stuff. Dog, we are boxing fans in the United States, and the fight that we saw with Gervonta Davis, man, the PBC put on an incredible show. An incredible show. I've spent a lot of money, and I got every penny's worth out of it. Every penny's worth out of it in value. And the ticket was steep by most people's standards. And I will gladly do it again. Because I got to see two great American fighters. It didn't matter that people are sitting there trying to act like the big fight of the night is Monster Inoue versus Jason Maloney. Oh, that's the big one. That's the big one. No, man, that's not the big one, man. It's not the big one. Man, my man. Hey, okay, I got Taquan, and I got 78 interview with the champ was classic. Oh, yeah, let me get on to that. Let me run through these super chats because I did ask you guys. Thank you for your support. And my man, Machiavelli Mafia said, what's good for Fannon? Fury is doing what they always do to us throughout history. Lie and steal and get away with it. What a clown. Hashtag future black lawyer. Thank you very much for supporting the cause, dog. Well, let me talk to you about that one. Obviously. But we're supposed to act like that never happens to us. And it's just all in our imagination. Right? Until it's a presidential election, at which point in time Black Lives Matter. Until about December 15th. Or, excuse me, till whenever we settle this out. But then after that, we're going right back. We're going right back. Because it's been 400 years, man. Come on. Come on. It's been a long time, man. Stop acting like you don't discriminate. You do. All right? Sometimes I got a conversation with my daughter who I love to death. Love my daughter to death. Yesterday, I had a truth-speaking session with her. I asked her to do something for me. She didn't. I wound up leaving and doing it myself, but I was quite upset. So I told her in no uncertain terms that I did not appreciate that. That I do enough for her that my request should have been honored in a timely fashion. And that was just the truth. Okay, sometimes in order to move things forward, you just have to cut straight to the truth. Boxing, everybody knows it's crooked. I suspect that everybody knows exactly how it's crooked. Floyd Mayweather Jr. went out on a limb last week and explained exactly how it was crooked, and Roy Jones Jr. attacked him, saying he cares about all the belts that Roy Jones Jr. won. How did I doubt? Why would I ever doubt that somebody who could be on the same, close to the same level as Floyd Mayweather Jr. would be right there, Johnny on the spot, to contradict him? There's somebody right now doing a debunk video about me right now. They're taking pictures of my face, right? All the things that you see on a regular basis occur when people don't like what I have to say. I can tell you the channels that are going to do it, right? Because that's what they do. Their job is to be the anti-me. They even look like me, try to act like they sound like me, right? Find ways to try to debunk me. Dude, you cannot afford to hire anybody as smart as me. Let me be very clear. If there's somebody that could get me like that, you all would already have a job paying way more than they could afford to pay you. I am massively overqualified for this. Massively overqualified. That's what the term overqualified means. Oh, dude, yeah, I want a business manager, but dude, you're a CEO of a company. You're a little overqualified. I'm not quite sure if I can make you do what I want to do. I'm really looking for somebody that's younger, that I can build up and mold into somebody that will do what I tell them to do. That's what that is. And that's where you get age discrimination and all that stuff come into play. We all older people experience it, you know, workplace coercion, things like that. Dog, you cannot afford somebody like me. And that's just a fact. So debunk all you want, but it's not going to work. Number one, I could beat you if I was lying, but I'm not going to, because you know why? There's somebody out there that could get me if I was lying. So I don't lie about it. I tell the truth and I let that take me where it's going to take me. And if it takes me into people's rabid personal attacks and all kind of stuff like that, then that's where it takes me. You guys don't like me. I get it. Okay, what you want me to do about that? I'm not going to just stop and do what you tell me to do. So let's move forward. And I'm already teaching people to do the same thing. Like 78 taught me how to do this. He did. Don't want to hear the truth? He taught me how to make money on YouTube. 78 did. Thank you. You all need to listen to the message of the LDBC and support it. It is a community of boxing fans, and they have been trying to blackball us for a very long time. We are blackballed, in fact. It's not even a question. The LDBC is blackballed. We are so blackballed that I won't waste my time applying for any press credentials. I'll just buy the ticket. Because I'd be very interested to see how you're going to keep me out of there if I buy the tickets. How are you going to prevent me from buying the tickets? When I sit down in my seat, you check my ticket, I'm going to show you my ticket. I can afford $2,000 seats. It's a business expense. If I had to go to work to Hawaii, it would cost me $2,000. Right? Hey, there's a big convention. Hey, man, I'm trying to sell my product. Where do you go? Oh, you got to go out there. You got to go to Hawaii because that's where everybody's going to be. Oh, okay, well, I'll go. Can I get a free ticket? No, you can't get a free ticket, homie. You got to pay the registration fee. You got to get up in there and you got to go. That's how you do it. And then you write it off as a business expense because that's what it is. It's a business expense. I know I'm not going to get a press credential, so I buy the ticket. And then I subtract the value of the ticket from my taxable income the next year. You're going to pay for it, or the government is going to reward me for doing it. It's one way or the other. Okay? You can't keep people from those fights while you're selling tickets. How does that work? You know what I mean? You and all that stand in the hallway, do that, dog. You ain't telling me to stand in the hallway. I dare you. I dare you to tell me to stand in a hallway and I can't move. I'm walking right by you and telling the chick to go get me a drink, make it a double. And I don't like Coke. And first of all, I don't even fucking like this fucking swill you got me drinking. Fuck am I drinking Jack Daniels straight for? Man, where's my shit? You know what I'm saying? Nah, dog. And that's what everybody needs to do in the LDBC. Buy the tickets. Buy the tickets. You got a boxing channel, buy the tickets. It's tax deductible. If you're really making money, that is. If you're really making money, that's the case. But if you're not making money, right, then you can't afford it. And you know why you can't afford it? Because you don't have the revenue to do against it. Right? Of course. Because you do not want your costs to be too high. That's how it works. And all people have to do in the LDBC is have the best quality videos and analysis. The best. It should sound good when you hear it, pleasant to the ear. It should be pleasant to the eye. It should look as if you are paid to do this. It should not look like a hobby. Right? Because then it is what it is. It is its own self. It is your ticket. It will pay for your ticket. Which is why it's so mind-boggling to me that people are so pressed for press passes. If you got 100,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, and you're doing 30 million, you're doing 30,000 views a video, how come you ain't making enough money just to buy the guy's ticket and send them? Still having a hard time with that. Because you guys are fake channels, not anybody in new media. Not Deontay, not Dante, not Boxing Ego, not 78, not Fred, not anybody am I saying that about. Okay? None of them, in case you get the gossiping or whatever. But no, dude, expose the phony shit. Okay? These dudes are paid to say these things. Otherwise, they would be at the fight because their numbers would support being able to afford to go there. You kidding me? Anybody that's making those type of numbers should be making a couple $100,000 a year. And if it's a business and it's $1,500 tickets, you should be able to afford it. You should not be calling them asking for tickets. or your boxing fans need to support you more heavily and get you there. My subscribers get me there. And I thank you very much for getting me there. Y'all like, Fannon balling. 78 said, I see dudes drinking coffee, trying to sound like you now. These dudes are desperate. Yeah, man, they can't do it, dog. 78, dog, you know that I ain't right in the head. You know what I mean? Dog, 78 knows I'm not right in the head, dog. Like, that's the only dude I will call and be like, look, man, I know I'm not right in the head sometimes. I know. I just need to know. Am I going to the fucking wall too hard on this? Like, because I'm about to go to the wall. I can't help myself. And he'll say, yeah, you can go to the wall on that one, dog. That's about right. Or he'll be like, nah, you didn't really think about this or that or the other thing. Don't go all the way to the wall. So, dog, you don't have 78. So how are you going to copy it? You don't have the LDBC. How are you going to copy it? You ain't half crazy. How are you going to copy it? I don't sit back and drink coffee because I like coffee. Nigga, I'm trying to be energetic. Drink some coffee and wear a suit, and then I'll be educated, and I can fake like I'm educated. Nigga, I ain't wearing no fucking suit. You saw me at the fight. Y'all saw me at the fight. What was I wearing? A gray sweatsuit with some fucking gray Adidas. That's what I wore. People were asking me, hey man, do you work here? Why you keep asking me if I work here? Oh, I'm not dressed up. I forgot to dress up. Man, get the fuck up out of here, dog. I've been around people with money, dog. I ain't gonna act like it. I'm just gonna walk in, buy my motherfucking ticket, sit in my fucking seat. I'm not impressed. Okay, I'm not impressed. Y'all ain't like me, dude. And you don't want to be like me. It's not fun. It's not fun. You think having thoughts spin around in your head 500 miles an hour is fun? You think being like having people shit on you daily just for you following logic is fun? No, it is not. I have turned into a harder man because of this. I am less trusting of people and more severe in my reactions because of people on YouTube. You have tried to suppress me for years by copying me. I see it. It's not coincidental. You're copying me so that you think you can distract people who might like something about me to go somewhere else. They're not going to go somewhere else because I'm going to come to them. If you have an Instagram, I will talk to you personally. If I have to talk to 40,000, I will go door to door to all my 45,000 subscribers Instagram page and follow them and say, will you follow me? If I have to get that relationship on an interpersonal relationship with every person that I talk to. It is said to be impossible to do so. I am going to try. I want to know you. Instagram lets me know you. I want you to know me. So we can chop it up about boxing. And we can use this technology that does not have to keep us separate. We can talk to one another via Instagram. It is completely stable. I don't have to give you my phone number. If I don't like you, I can get rid of you. I will engage with you if you send me a note because I owe it to you, because it is an obligation that I have because I asked you to come and speak with me. You are not going to copy that unless you are an absolute workaholic with an obsessive compulsive streak. Good luck being crazy. It ain't fun. What? Fannon admitted that he's quite right. Yes, I'm obsessive compulsive for sure. If you disrespect me, I will behave like a terrier and I cannot get myself up off you. It's very hard for me. For my fight and flight reaction is heavily fight. Heavily fight. It's not fun to have you all hate me, but it's worth it because I'm wired that way. And that's an admission of weakness if you like to say that. Why don't you leave it alone? Why don't you leave it alone? I can't. Why does everything got to be so deep? Why do you got to go up? Because I can't help it. You can't ask me a question and I won't go into a hole for an hour or two obsessed with what you're doing. I can't help it. And that is an admission of weakness for sure. But it is the thing that will prevent any of you from copying my content, except for BFTB, who is the same way. Game, recognize game. Neuroses, recognize neuroses. Like it or hate it, dog, that's what it is. And I will tell you the truth. You tell me the truth. When Tyson Fury says he was all this mental illness, dog, please. I can barely have a conversation with my daughter without digging down in a hole 4 miles underground about every word she said, her intonations, all of that. I can't help it. I have to walk out of the house. I know what that is. That is OCD. That's OCD. And that's why I work here. And that's why I can have a big YouTube channel. And that's why I can talk to 40,000 people. I promise you I can. Promise you I can. Because I can't help it. I know when Tyson Fury is saying is bullshit. He was on drugs. And there's a difference. Certain people need medication not to be certain ways. He is self-medicating. Sure. But so are so many other people. Not me, though, because I'm all together, right? Please don't try to be me. It's just me. These people ask me to be their fans. Fannon, I'm your biggest fan. Dog, please don't. I can't help it. I just want to be your friend. It's like Monk. You ever seen the show Monk? Like the guy that could not be the police officer because it was like, dude, he's just, but every little thing. Dude, Monk is the show I can relate to more than anything else. Except for I'm not neat. I can't help it. If you are out there like that, dude, it's just going to be what it is. And Tyson Fury, from what I can see, cheated. And he needs to be held accountable. Because the pattern in boxing, if you don't change, you've got to change the pattern at a certain point. You have to make an example of somebody. So people will behave in a different manner. These boxers probably don't want to be on steroids. They just have to be because everybody is there and they don't feel like they can compete if they're not. So when you make a huge example of people for steroids, you are helping fighters who don't want to be on steroids, that believe that they can do it on their own, but know that they don't because other people are. All of that tunnels down from the accountability that comes from the top of boxing that we do not see. Right? Terrence Bailey said, keep cooking for nine. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. John Page in the building. Yeah. Lawrence RB said, I hope Deontay Wilder watches who he decides to interview. Kevin Iole is back at it again, trying to make the camp look bad as opposed to analyzing Deontay Wilder's claim. That's because that's his job. He sits behind a black wall where all the people have that job. I saw it firsthand. What you see is what you see. When I walked into the fight, I saw fans, people with a lot of money that spent a lot of money to be on the floor. And right next to the ring, I saw a cordoned off area for the press. And they all sat right next to each other, typing the entire fight. That, my friend, is a job. That's not a boxing fan. That's a job. And when people are doing their job, you got to make sure that they're not doing their job on you. That's the thing. And I sat and I looked at them and I said, that's their job. I looked at everybody else and I saw what they were doing. And I was like, that's their job. Oh, Brian Custer, I don't even think was there. I think everything that he did on that telecast was satellite, because his position and where he was on TV, when I looked at him, I walked around the ring and around the ring and around the ring, except for where you couldn't walk. You had to walk back and forth like this. I was like, dude's not even here. Oh, he must be like in Dallas and something in the studio. He's probably like, they set up a studio for him and they choreographed it like that. But when you go, you see. You know, it was what I'm saying, it was so enlightening. Dude, the press is just part of, they're a separate function. So you have people walking around who are helping the guests, right? The people whose job it is to talk to and help the high rollers that are around there, because that's what you call people they can afford to pay $2,000 for a ticket. You call them a high roller. That's what I am, a high roller, have been a high roller. If I gambled, I'd be a high roller. I don't gamble. I just buy the tickets. I just stay in the hotels because that shit feels good. But they have a job. So they're not to be taken seriously from boxing fans. They are, dude, we're going to have a conversation in a room about what milk we're going to buy. And then somebody that comes from Texas Dairy walks into the room. You know he works there, right? Got milk on his lips. Got a tag that says Texas Dairy. And he starts talking about, oh, yeah, really the best dairy is Texas Dairy. You know, that dairy over there in Oklahoma Dairy, that shit sucks. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, you should never buy that. In fact, they really about to go broke. They really, I mean, if you go and if you eat that milk, I mean, I even heard that people caught salmonella with that milk, right? You need to buy my milk. If a dude was wearing that while we deciding what milk we gonna buy, and he got a cash register in front of him, would you be thinking, oh yeah, let me go ahead and do that? Yeah, let me buy your milk. Oh yeah, but look, don't ignore the expiration date on it though. Ignore that, because really that just means it's the best use by date. Nah, dude, but it says no, use by date. Doesn't say best by date. It says use by date. Oh no. That's just, it was a recall. You know what I'm saying? Like some type of excuse for me to get my money to give to them. And that's all Bob Arum was doing. Constantly giving you excuses to give him your money and not Al Heyman. That's what it always comes out to. Give me your money. Don't give it to them. Their fight's not going to do well. Their fighters aren't pound for pound. My fight's pound for pound. Look at the ESPN rankings. This is the greatest fighter since Ali. And all that. Hullabaloo and blue hulla and bull itty. You know what I mean? Dog, we don't need that. I don't need that. I don't know. I can't speak for you. I don't know what you need. I don't need somebody that works for ESPN to tell me how good ESPN fighters are. And I'm going to sit around and think that means something? I'm a Ring magazine, and Ring magazine is telling me that fighters that are associated with the owner of Ring magazine are the best fighters, and I'm supposed to just take that seriously? No, I'm not going to take that seriously. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take that seriously. And neither should you. So Kevin Iole, he works for Yahoo Sports. Kevin Iole will not work for Yahoo Sports if he can't get interviews from Bob Arum. He will not be working there. So he got to pay his bills like everybody else. Man, this thing, I don't even have any ill will against Kevin Iole, but dude, he's been doing that for a while. Come on, man. Dude, you're going to trust a guy that's been saying the PBC has been going broke since like 2015? Despite the fact that their network deals grew, their fighters never complain about money, but somehow they keep going broke. Kevin Iole's been singing that the whole time, dude. He's just hiding behind the glasses. You know what I mean? So you can look smart. Don't, you said the guys are drinking coffee, dog. Don't try to hide behind a coffee cup, dog. Nigga, I just as soon blow a J in front of you. If I was younger, is that shit? You got that back when I was your book. You talk that dumb shit, dude. When I was your age, dude, there wouldn't have been no coffee. It would have been something wrapped up and heavy, rooms full of smoke. That's cornball shit, dude. If you've ever went through it, if you really went through academia and you really have learned these things, you really did the work, you wouldn't think it's what you wouldn't think it is what you acting like it is. Still, but I'm still just confused as why people in boxing wear suits. Why? Everybody that's watching boxing is wearing sweatsuits. Why are you wearing a suit? It's you stand out like you're trying to be elitist or something. You know what I mean? But if you wear a suit every day for a living, for real, wear a suit every day for a living. Dog, people will thank good Lord Almighty the day they say that they ain't got to wear them things. That shit ain't fun to wear. Like walking in them hard ass shoes for hours. I almost thought about doing it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to the big fight. What am I going to wear? Everybody gets dressed up. What should I do? You know what I'm saying? I might get me should I get a Rolex? But I don't want it to be too gold and the bevel and all that because that's just not me. Oh, yeah, maybe I'll just rock a, what would they know? A Tag Heuer. Dog, I can get a Tag Heuer. Because if they see me walk by with the Tag Heuer, then they'll know, shit, that's a $10,000 watch. Oh, that nigga's about something. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Nah. You know what I'll wear? I'll wear a $70 tracksuit. No, what did I wear? I wore a $125 brown sweatsuit and some $55, $65 matching Adidas tennis shoes and kept it pushing. Because I was like, dog, my feet are going to be sore as shit walking around like this. Walking around with my heels clicking and some why? My shoes going to build, man, for what? But there they are wearing suits. You know what I mean? You know who I rock with, though? Adrian fucking Bronner, dog. I watched Adrian Bronner. And you cannot tell me Adrian Bronner ain't a real dude. I'm done. I rock with Adrian Bronner. I watched him. I didn't say anything to him, but I was sitting right next to him. I was sitting maybe like 5 feet behind him. And, dude, that's what I do. I watch everybody. I watch what everybody did in that place. You know what I mean? Because I was more interested in that, really. Just because, like I said, that's my nature. I'm more interested in that than as interested in that as I am in the fight. So I watched Adrian Bronner. That dude is a good dude, man. That's a nice guy. Just a straight up and down nice guy. He didn't have, and there was no pomp and circumstance about him. Yeah, he had that tight shit on. But, dog, he didn't look fat and out of shape. Dude looked muscular. Strong dude. I was like, all right, I like dude, man. I just gave me, the dude had this sense by the way that he was treating people around him that he was a very, very good dude, man. I was impressed. And that's not always the case, dog, with people. You will see people that like, I met Chris Eubank and he tried to fucking I was like, dude, I tried to do Chris Eubank a favor. Straight up. I was like, Chris, because I was sitting right next to him. I was like, hey, Chris, hey, man, you're a good, there's a lot of people that like you, Chris. You should come on the channel. Dude knew just who I was. He was like, yeah, man, maybe you should call my business manager. Yeah, man. Like, what's your business manager's name? What's the thing? He said, info@Chris Eubank. Nigga, you give me an info, that's your email. Don't send me to no info, nigga. I don't need you on my channel like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, I'm trying to cut you one. So people will try to get you to fight Charlo. That's who you say you want to fight, Chris. The fuck were you doing? But see, that's the type of nigga I was like, yeah, you one of them dudes. Nah, man, you think you big and you not. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there looking at him next to a guy. It's just the dynamic of these dudes are wild. I really did think I was cutting him a break. I was like, man, I know this dude knows who I am. Shit, I got cussed out by half the UK. You know what I mean? You niggas ain't asking who I am sitting right here. You're looking me in my face. You know who I am. So getting Hollywood? Okay, Chris. Good luck getting Charlo to fight you. You know what I'm saying? Good luck. Good luck, Chris. Because I like Chris, and I will still rep him. I hope he gets the fight. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you right now, that's a little dude. You ain't big. If you want to fight Jermell, dog, you ain't that size. You not as big as Jermell. I've seen Jermell. I've seen him. You don't want to fight Jermell. You might want to stay away from Jermell, man. For real. That's going to be a knockout. Silly knockout, dog. Silly knockout. I just looked at his frame and I'm like, no and no. That's not going to go well, homie. But I hope he gets the fight because I think it would be a good fight. You know what I mean? But it was really dope, man. It's nice, man. Like I said, the PBC, I've been around a lot of events and their customer service where the people that are like down there, dog, it's excellent, man. It makes me want to buy the ticket to be there. And I've spent money. He said, Fannon, I have noticed that you go in on those weirdos more, Fannon. No, this is me rubbing it in their face, dog, because a whole bunch of people were calling me all kind of names. When I said to Tyson, if what I hear is true, Tyson Fury should be suspended. And so for all of this time, they've been telling me that I'm just making it up and you ain't heard from Deontay Wilder. These guys don't know him. You know, Blue Blood is lying. Dante's lying. Everybody else is lying. And then Deontay Wilder comes out with exactly what has been said the whole time. And you ignored it. And all these guys should know that that was valid. You all know it's valid. If this is all being said and he's not making any comment about it, and the guy that's saying is saying, dude, I talked to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder said I could say this. But you still don't believe him? But let's get on Ishe Smith, because, sir, I don't know. I don't think them dudes in Vegas like me much. I don't think I'll be watching any fights in Vegas anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they like me too much, dog. Ishe Smith, dude, it was black fans that always wanted to tear down white champions. Can we get an apology, Ishe? You know you owe us you owe an apology, right? And please ask me why Ishe has to give me an apology, has to give everybody an apology. You have to apologize. Malik Omar says, salute to Fannon the Don Esquire representing the LDBC legally. Tyson Chump Fury should be banned from boxing. He's running from Wilder. I am not representing anybody legally. I do not make that representation. I am a boxing fan, and I watch the news, and I know how things can fall in chronological order. And the only class in law school that I ever came close to amajuring was evidence. Okay? I'm very good. I was very good with evidence. And I was supposed to go and be a prosecutor, but I didn't do that. I went to go work for family businesses that we own. And I plied my trade for my family. That's what I decided to do. If I had not decided to do that, I would have been putting niggas in jail 100 miles an hour. Believe it. Believe it. Because in moot court, murdering fools. Okay? Murdering fools. I worked for the city of Chicago. I worked in their corporate council as a law school student, and they put me in front of lawyers. And for the whole summer, I argued against them in city business. And trust me, they wanted me. And I did not want to put black people in jail, so I never did it. Because I know I would. So I promise you this. There are people that will fry Tyson Fury with the information that we have. Fry him. That's why I say it's done. You're never going to get out of it. Because it's on tape in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of people admitting that there's been a lot of brutality about black people and racism and Black Lives Matter, and you're trying to tell me that something that I see like this does not exist at all. Dude, this is not... When did Bob Arum... How's Bob? Somebody tell me how old Bob Arum is. Bob Arum, I suspect, is older than my dad. He doesn't know what's going on. He ain't got the energy that he used to have. Half the time I see Bob Arum, he's sitting there with a beard half high and telling you he's high. Hey, yeah, man, I got my little sativa with a little of this, a little of that. Dog, that's a rich ass man overseeing his kingdom, waiting for the sunset of life. That's what that is over there. And Tyson Fury is a cheater. Strip away all of their finery and expose what it is, dog. Turn out the lights, turn out the cameras, turn out all that other nonsense, and just get with it, dog. The gloves are bending, and they shouldn't. I see his palm, I see his knuckles in the first fight because I don't have vertical lines on my palm. If you see lines, they cannot be vertical. They have to be along the grooves of your hand because that's how everybody's hand works. So unless you're telling me that Tyson Fury's hand works differently than the rest of humanity, that it folds in on itself like this, on this line, it just folds, right? It folds like he's a fucking crab or something. He ain't a crab, dog. His hands ain't going to go like this. Click, click. He doesn't have pincers that are going to click, click. Stop. He does not have a vertical line in his hand. And that is a vertical line that you see in that picture. Let somebody get in front of 8 people and make that argument with pictures and videotape and examination and cross-examination. Dog, Tyson Fury will never get out of that. And guess what else? I'm going to tell you what Deontay Wilder got, and he ain't said he got. Toxicology reports. He went to the hospital right after that. He had blood taken right after that. I promise you. If Mark Breland don't sue, if Tyson Fury doesn't sue, believe Deontay Wilder is a reasonable thing to do. Because somebody that has been wronged like that will defend himself in court. But let me tell you what, a defense against defamation, the truth. Good luck proving that he knew that he was telling a lie. Or respond and call him a liar so Deontay Wilder can sue you. Right? Call him a liar, Tyson Fury. So Deontay Wilder then will have a cause of action against you. Oh, and where do you live? Hey, man, can I do a little jailhouse lawyer and tell you what I learned about the UK and defamation laws in the UK? Can I tell you? Can I intrigue you with the difference between the two countries? Ooh, it's not good for Tyson Fury. Call Deontay Wilder a liar in the UK. I dare you. Because the UK has a different standard, don't they? Don't they, counsels? Don't they? Hey, attorneys for MTK Global, much love. I am not barred, and clearly not barred, or whatever you call it, over there in the UK. So I don't know UK law other than what I've read on the internet. But guess what I read on the internet? In the United States, you can say almost anything about a celebrity, right? Because we have freedom of speech. And in order to hit somebody from who's a public figure with defamation, it's a very hard standard to in order for somebody that's a public figure in the United States to sue you for saying something, it's a very high threshold, dude. Matter of fact, when you get a check, dude, that check, dog, I bet you that eliminates you from all kind of protections, homie. Y'all want that check? Y'all don't want that check because that check makes you a public figure. And when you're a public figure, guess what? You have an entirely different standard to live up to before you can accuse of somebody defaming you. that they knew that it would affect you. That's my understanding. Not accidentally, that they knew it was false and that they intended to cause you harm and that you actually experienced harm. See, when these guys say, oh man, I'd be suing anybody for this. If I would, that's why I'm not suing. Nah, dog. You're not suing because you would get that because you would lose. That's why. Because in the United States, it's very difficult to get that, right? They want to change the defamation laws in the United States. But quiz, the common law in the United States comes from where? Where does it come from? Yeah, we're going to teach. So you cannot impersonate. Debunk this. But you won't be able to debunk this because you have to go study for a couple days. That's how I play with you. See, when I don't want you to follow me, I just leave you. If I want to talk to you, I will talk about trivial things. Who said John? Who did this? Who did that? What the WBC rules are. But if I want to leave you, this is how I leave you. Because you cannot explain this to people. Why is there a difference in the way defamation is treated in the UK versus the United States? In my opinion, the reason why I ask you where did U.S. common law come from is because it came from the UK. Because we used to be a colony of the UK, the United Kingdom, correct? And when we separated from the UK, where Tyson Fury is currently standing, we changed the rules. And we said freedom of speech. So the rich cannot oppress us because we speak our minds. Unlike what it is in the UK. What? Oops. Shut up and listen. In the UK, it's the opposite from what I understand. That if they hit you, if a celebrity hits you with a defamation, the burden is on you. And they can come after you for defamation in the UK, when it would be much harder for the same thing to take place in the United States because we are the home of the free and the brave. When we cut out, we were like, fuck that. We're not doing that shit anymore, where you get to run me fucking under the ground because I said something that you didn't like and you got more money to do it to me. So what we're going to do is land-owning citizens in the United States is we're going to, when we have a revolution, we are then going to give land-owning white males, right, freedom of speech, which means you can't do that to us anymore. But you still can do it in the UK. So if you defame Deontay Wilder in the UK, Deontay Wilder may have a cause of action to go at you for defamation in the UK, where you could not go at him in the United States. If my understanding is correct, and I invite you to call your local attorney that understands these conflict of laws, understands defamation law in U.S. common law and statutory shit per state, and then go over to the UK and get somebody that has a conflict. Now, what is it? Choice of law, understands choice of law and all of that type of stuff, and you go sue him in the UK for something he said in the UK that he knew was not true and defamed you with. Tyson Fury better shut his mouth sitting over there in the UK. Like people don't know the law over there. Yeah, we do. Google a motherfucker, dog. Google's a motherfucker, dog. Google's a motherfucker, dog. Now, please go tell me somebody in the UK go debunk that. Go find a UK lawyer and ask them if my explanation of the difference between defamation law in the United States and the UK, if I'm anywhere near accurate. And I think that I am. As a matter of fact, I'm sure that I am. Sure of it. That's why they always threaten me with defamation in the UK. Like that, we'll sue you for that. No, you won't. I'm in the United States, dude. I got freedom of speech over here, homie. What do you mean? I can say what I want to do, and it's my opinion. I can share my opinion. And you're a public figure with a check on there. So you're a public figure here. You got to get rid of your check mark if you want that type of protection in the United States. I wish a nigga with a check mark would. Talk about defamation to me. Nigga, you a public figure. I'm not. I didn't apply for a check to say that I'm a public figure. I just got a lot of friends on YouTube. Making what? You know what I mean? And I don't even care because I ain't defame me about what? Niggas don't care. I get defamed all the time. I get defamed on a daily basis, dog. Isaiah Johns, much love in that super chat, man. Thank everybody for supporting the channel today and all that good stuff, man. Are you saying Boxing Ego and Blue Blood Sports and Deontay's Boxing Nation is copying you? No, I'm not. Blue Blood Boxing Ego has been here way before I was, so no, he's never copied me a day in his life that I understand. In fact, I got wow from Boxing Ego, dumbass. Blue Blood Sports TV, no. Blue Blood Sports TV is not copying me. Blue Blood Sports TV, a fucking workaholic that is putting out fucking videos on a day-to-day basis and has been doing videos by himself. His peopleizations. No, I am not saying that about Blue Blood Sports TV. Dante's Boxing Nation, no. Dante's Boxing Nation has been a channel on YouTube for a decade before I showed up. How could he be copying off me, moron? Stop trying to start shit, boy. Sean Snowden, salute for 9. The brotherhood I found here is beyond measure. Between the channel and the Patreon, keep dropping that well-needed knowledge. Yeah, I got some extra stuff too because I just hired an employee. So yeah, we're gonna get that content out because now we got more. We got greater capacity now. So it's gonna pop off, dog. We're gonna grind. We're gonna do it. But I've told you through this whole thing, man. I got nothing but respect for Blue Blood Sports TV, right? Nothing but respect for Deontay and all those dudes. Why would I not, dog? They're the ones that were out there doing these videos, representing boxers, doing all that stuff. And one of the reasons that I was a fan of this medium to begin with. You may try to do that and claim stuff like that, but you're not going to get that from me. A lot of people won't say my name. Then that is on them not to say my name. If whatever, I'll say their name and out of nothing but respect. Because many of my subscribers are their subscribers. Many of my supporters are their supporters. I'm a channel member on Boxing Ego. I've been a channel member. When you guys have those things on Boxing Ego does those things, I get all those invitations. And I never go because I do not want to distract him. But I am a channel member on Boxing Ego. When I leave a message, it comes up member and long-standing member. And I'm saying that in front of 800 people. More than that. I am a channel member with Boxing Ego. And if Deontay had channel members, I'd be a channel member of his too. Or anybody else that's doing that thing, I would be a channel member. That's why I go and I invite. That's why I used to do super chats, but I'm not doing super chats anymore like that because people took that as an offense. And I realized, okay, maybe they're just thinking I'm flashing money and trying to be like, trying to big dog them or something. So I stopped doing it. You used to see me just supporting them with $100 here, $100 there. Hey, man, let's all be a family. But, I don't want to distract them because I have so many people that say so many bad things about me that I no longer want to put that on them. If it's me, it's me. It's not 78. It's me. If I say something you didn't like, it's me. It's not Boxing Ego. It's me. If I say something if I say somebody's copying off me, it ain't going to be somebody that I can call. Because if I wanted to call Boxing Ego, I could call him. If I wanted to talk to Dante's Boxing Nation, it'll take a day and I could call him. It's not that complicated, dog. The world's not that big. And new media is needed, vitally needed. And they shouldn't have to pay for pay. They shouldn't have to buy tickets because they're the ones really doing the work. But I didn't see those guys there. Maybe they didn't want to risk it in the corona. Maybe they didn't get press passes. I don't know. But I didn't see them. And I thought that's who I would see for sure. I saw other people. I saw one black guy that I didn't recognize. One. And I didn't recognize him. So who the hell was he if I didn't recognize him? Right? That was my thought. Why is he here? There's literally nobody in boxing that I don't read who I haven't seen their face and know who they are. If they're a major journalist, they would be there. And he should have been there. I don't doubt. He looked very studious. He was working hard. But yeah, dude, I was like, where's Boxing Ego? Where's Blue Blood? That was my first thought. I see Ellie. I don't see Blue Blood. I saw somebody that was on Blue Blood's show. Shout out to Serafina, right? Out there in New York, I saw her. You know? But like I said, dude, when I'm talking about that dog, I'm not talking about them dudes. Those dudes are some serious dudes, man. Boxing, you'll probably don't even got time to watch my videos. He's busy if you can't tell. So please don't try that drama with me, man. Because I see you guys trying to do it. All right? You're not going to round up Boxing Ego and all those guys and make some bullshit stories about how I'm attacking them so they feel inclined to attack me. Okay? Not going to work because I'm not going to respond if it happened. I'm going to keep growing my channel and keep it pushing and still tell you to subscribe to Boxing Ego and still tell you to subscribe to Deontay's Boxing Nation and still tell you to subscribe to Blue Blood Sports TV because they bring valuable content and I cannot cover all this shit myself. So what sense is that? For me, it wouldn't even make sense because I need Boxing Ego to be successful. I need Deontay's Boxing Nation to be successful. I need these guys in new media to be successful. I need it. Because if they're not successful, how will I continue to be successful? I'm not crab in a barrel, homie. And that's just what it is. You're not going to get me on that. Hey, we respect your opinion and your respect it is hard not to Fannon. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Keep being great, my guy. Hey, man, I'm just telling you what it is. I want you guys to know what it is with me. Okay? I just want you to know to the extent that I can let you know what it is with me. Because I, at this point, have to live a transparent life. It has to be. My life is transparent. Because there's guys running around calling people, trying to figure out, I'm getting all, you know what I mean? The only cure to that is being real, dog. That's the only cure to that. It's the only cure. Or go away and go away and quit. And I already told you what my price is to go away and quit. 10.5 times trailing revenue. I'll go away and quit. And build fighters. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I just want you guys real clear, man. We don't need you, dog. Just telling you. We don't need you. And that's what it is. I don't need you. Say you missed some super chats, bruh. Sorry, man. Hey, Sucker Free Sports says, salute for 9, just supporting the machine. Stay sucker free and keep speaking facts. Respect to the LDBC. Yes, sir. Respect to my man, BFTB. My man BFTB, dog. That video that was Deontay Wilder's was basically his. It's basically his. Nobody researched that better than and you saw what they tried to do to BFTB, didn't you? Yeah, let's be quiet for a second. Let's talk about the hit jobs that missed. Let's talk about the hit jobs that missed. What y'all tried to do to BFTB. That shit wasn't cool. And he's bigger and stronger for it now. Dog, we got pimps. We got prostitutes. We got murderers. We got thieves. We got liars. We got preachers. We have virgins. We got sluts. We got dentists. We got professors. We have law students. We have medical doctors. We have policemen. We have Homeland Security. We have trainers. We've got fighters. We have all of that. And we pay your bills to boot. And we pay your bills to boot. Respect it. American fighters need to be treated fairly. And we can start with Deontay Wilder. My hat goes off to that man. He is my champion. And I will be his champion. Did you hear that, Deontay? I'm your champion. What? Fannon just told Deontay Wilder that I'm his champion. I am his champion. With the very same definition that Mauricio Suleiman uses for the franchise champion, an avid supporter of a cause. I have been a champion for Deontay Wilder being treated fairly since this debacle began. He gave an interview on 78 Sports TV, and I cried. Because he is so brilliant. He is so strong. Because anyone else in his situation would fold under the pressure that you put him under. And he didn't. He sounds happy. He sounds strong. He believes in his God. He believes in the truth. And he still wants to fight. And Tyson Fury wants out of it. He still wants the fight. If it was an excuse, he would be trying to get out of it. Like anybody else with common sense would be who went through that. With no support from anybody. Not the press. Not the ref. Not the WBC. Not the Nevada State Athletic Commission, with nobody by his side. He still said it. That is strength. Because most of you cowards would have quit. And that's what you bet on. You bet on him quitting. Don't take the fight. Go away. And that's not about skills. That's about the man. That's not about the skills. That's about the man. Because you can teach somebody skills. You can't teach somebody ethics. You can't teach somebody like Tyson Fury at this age in his career fairness. Everything that supports is about Tyson Fury violated it. We are supposed to agree to fight each other in a gentleman's sport according to the rules. And he refuses to do it. and you refuse to hold him accountable. Thomas Bat, for the short time that I knew you, I'm sure you were already gone. I don't care about any of your other fucking thumb shit. Like he's a racist. So what? Is he telling the truth or not? The same thing that I would say to a teacher that I thought was a blazing one. Yes, son, I think you might be right, but did you turn in your homework? No, I did not. Well, then, it does not matter whether or not she was that or not. You are the but cause of your own problem. You are the but for cause of your own problem. You are responsible. The racist is not. You just gave an opportunity to do it legally. It doesn't matter if you think Deontay Wilder is that. Are the gloves supposed to bend like that or not? Are the gloves supposed to do that or not? And I do not want a representative from Fannon Sports to tell me. Right? The guy that did all those explanations about how the glove can't do this or that worked for Fannon Sports. It was a Fannon Sport glove. And in the demonstration, he said, this is not the same glove that Deontay Wilder fought in. If that had been, I suspect, but I could ask somebody, this is just my suspicion, they wouldn't even let that shit in. This is a custom glove. You're telling me what your off-the-shelf gloves can and cannot do? What about your custom ones? Could you build a glove to do that? Is it possible to design a glove to do that? The answer to that is yes. You know why? Because Amir Khan already told you that was the case. He said people get custom gloves for themselves. I have no idea in the world why. No idea in the world why. Somebody would allow somebody to have custom gloves. That's like a team getting a custom basketball. Oh, we're not going to do with the NBA standard ball. No, we're going to play with the ball. It's a half pound heavier because it's the home team. Or it's extra big, in this game, in that game. Dude, boxing gloves is essential equipment. It shouldn't change. Okay? It shouldn't. Period. And Nevada has special exceptions for performance enhancing gloves. This dude got performance enhancing gloves on. Dude, that's what Reyes gloves and them punchers gloves, that's what they are. They're performance enhancing gloves. They're designed to enhance your performance. We're going to make sure it gets flushed up against your skin much quicker because we want that excitement in the sport of boxing. Isn't that performance enhancing? Right? If you have big puffy gloves, you can't hurt somebody with big puffy gloves as easily. So let's enhance your performance and give you a different glove. What's the difference between that and steroids? Custom gloves? Anybody in NBA playing with custom basketballs, custom floors, custom rims, custom clock lengths? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're only going to pay 6.5 minutes this quarter. Why? Because, it's an East Coast fight. We're going to switch up the rules for him. Of course not, man. Of course they wouldn't. Of course they wouldn't. How many likes we got? I know I made a whole lot of people sick. Oh, yeah. We got a lot of people sick. A lot of people sick, man. A lot of people. Big Dog Willie said, you a cop? And that's not to me. He said it was Tyson Fury. It was Tyson Fury team throwing up racist symbols in the ring. Oh, dude, let me tell you, dog. I don't care what Thomas Bias said. I'm sorry. Y'all can shut up. We don't care about what you UK dudes say. You don't get a vote. I'm sorry. You can tell me how bad our president is, but it's not going to matter because you don't get a vote. You're from the UK. You don't get a vote over here. It's just what it is. All right. I don't get a vote over there. You don't get a vote over here. So who cares what you think? We've already went over that. Fuck out my face with all that cornball shit. Who cares what you think? Hey, man, do me a favor. Anybody want to tell me about the United States that ain't from the United States? Dog, tell me how many time zones you live. How many time zones do you pass through if you drive from the United States to California? And do that without Googling it. You don't know. You ain't never been there, dog. You don't know. You ain't never been here. So stop. And plus, what I'm trying to convince you is that I just want to talk to Deontay Wilder's community. When I'm talking to I'm talking about to Deontay Wilder's community. Just like if you were from Vasily Lomachenko's camp and you wanted somebody, and I'm not from his camp, but just say you are a supporter of Vasily Lomachenko, how you would be talking to people from the Ukraine to support Vasily Lomachenko, the home team. That's me. Okay, just consider, black fighters kind of like the Bears. Okay, I've replaced my Chicago Bears with black boxers from the United States, from guys from Baltimore. Any city, I don't care. You can be from Baltimore to Tuscaloosa, Newark, the Bay. You can be from Dallas. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, dude. That's my interest group. I'm in the same demographic, and I'm talking to the demographic. You remember that? You were talking to the demographic. You remember they used to call us the demographic? Remember when Dougie Fisher insulted black people, though he black himself, by calling us the demographic? Exactly. You got it. We're the demographic. We're the black demographic. Nice to meet you. We're the black demographic. And we are a demographic. So deal with it. We do spend money. Deal with it. We are customers. Deal with it. We are the reason that the PBC, I'm not going to say the LDBC specifically, but the support of the black fighters is why Floyd Mayweather Jr. was able to get where he is. But y'all just ridiculed him for trying to fix the sport. Thought he was too arrogant. Something. I don't know. Or that it'll go away eventually. Dog, hopefully, this is never going to change. I think Google's going to survive for a while. Like, my bet is that billionaires' new computer systems are not going to get shut down by the WBC. That's my bet. What do y'all think? You think Mauricio Suleiman and Bob Arum can get YouTube to shut down? Think they can call a meeting with the president of Google and say, hey, man, this ain't good for boxing? We don't like how you guys are communicating about boxing. We need for you to undo these mergers. We need to go back to traditional television. That's what I need out of you, Mr. President. Is it the president of YouTube? What's her name? Susan? You think you'll walk up to Susan and get her to convince her to suppress black channels in the middle of this stuff with a lawsuit waiting to happen on her? No, dog. They're not even suppressing black channels like they used to. Okay? Because they're like, nah, we got other stuff, dog. They don't care about boxing. That's my bet. My bet is that they don't care enough about you, dude. And then if you get enough, and then if enough people stop buying your shit and your shit starts sounding like mud as much as you promote it, it's getting trashed. Dude, you're going to lose half your value right there. All we got to do is find a way to do what you do, right? Trash you as quick as you trash us. And we can have a trash each other competition. And then we'll see who comes out on top of the trash each other competition. Because that's what has happened. Bob Arum, from what I see, and that side, the established media has been trashing the PBC for years. And then without the PBC being asked, or asking anybody. But in response to that, people who want the customer base revolted and started saying, no, you're not going to keep treating us like this. We're not going to keep sitting in East. We're not going to continue to sit in Ring Magazine's chats while you talk bad about us and let anybody say anything about us. We're going to go somewhere where we can just talk to ourselves. But then you guys find a way to come over here. Because guess what? So many people left where you were, there wasn't anybody left. There is no YTBC anymore. The YTBC died when 78 Sports TV walked out. Y'all don't believe it? Check the record. Y'all don't even know what YTBC is. And ask how many people know what LDBC is. C. The original tag was YTBC, the YouTube boxing community. And then people said, Black Americans said, we're sick of this. Lions Den boxing community. And now nobody knows who the YTBC is except people that used to be in the YTBC. And people ask every day, what is the LDBC? If they didn't know it, they heard it. And you don't even know who the YTBC is. Admit it. Admit it. Ring Magazine doesn't do the numbers that I do on YouTube. Ring Magazine does not. How can you take them seriously? I've been talking for an hour and a half, 2 hours straight, with no less than 700 people in here. There's going to wind up being 10,000 people that watched. Dougie Fisher, I dare you to do this. I dare you to do this. And don't just do it once. Do it every day for 2 months. Somebody said, okay, this guy has more views than you, Fannon. Look at how much more views his videos get. I said, okay, you want to see? Have him do 3 of them a day. 6 days a week. Plus a live stream. And see if 6,000 people watch every one of them. Without buying views. You're not going to do it. Okay? Only a few people can, and you know who they are. They're Blue Blood Sports TV. They're a Boxing Ego. This Dante's Boxing Nation at 78 Sports TV. And they're the only ones that could do that. And me. Unless I'm missing something. And if I'm missing you, and you're doing 4 of them a day, every day, 6 days a week, 12 months a year, then talk to me about who's bigger. Not doing a video every fucking week talking bad about me and getting 15,000 people to watch it. All you guys are doing is taking all of the people and all of the views that I've spread through what is 7 times 3? 21? 7 times 3 is 21, man. Plus 7 live streams. That's 30 pieces of content every week. All year. You're not putting out that amount of content. You have 15,000 views on one video that you did that week. And then it's about me. What you're doing is taking 100,000 views that I got and manipulating them and turning them into 15,000 views for you. That's what you're doing, and that's why you clout chase me. Because I get 100,000 views every 2 days. And if I am good, I will get 100,000 in a day. And that's why you subscribe. That's why you make the videos about me and the LDBC and Blue Blood and Boxing Ego and Dante's Boxing Nation and Aki and BFTB It's not all about me. And you're not going to be able to create something by trying to act like I think it's about me. But I'm going to tell you what I think. And that dude needs to be thrown out of boxing, period. And there's not much of an argument to the contrary. Now I see you trolls leaving because that's the truth. And y'all don't like it. I wouldn't either. Black Boy Paris said, keep being great, my guy. My bad, man. I just got to that, man. That's a long ass time ago. Let me go all the way down here, man. Mr. Boxing Today. Man, Mr. Boxing Today is the truth, dog. No, I'm not flexing. I'm just telling you the truth. Because people keep saying this stuff, man. Dude, Mr. Boxing Today is an incredible channel, dog. He's an incredible channel. And everybody's content, they're bringing things that are just what they are. I'm just not trying to live in la-la land, man. Not trying to live in la-la land and act like something is what it ain't and ain't what it is. Dog, we ain't nothing but boxing fans, dude. Having op-ed conversations. And the louder our conversations go, the more people have to react to them. And D-Style Boxing has been putting out great news for years. And so has Mr. Boxing Today. And so has all of these other people. But our media was not being respected as serious media. And that's just the truth. Because people are trying to create a narrative that they are not really media. And they really are. I really am not. I'm really not media. I'm just an obsessive compulsive fan with a little bit of sense and knows how to run businesses. So I set myself up something with the advice of somebody else, and now we're here. Look, dude, I'm really tired of you promoting your channel in my video, dog. Okay? I'm really tired of you promoting your channel on me, man. Okay? I really wish you'd stop promoting your channel at my expense. I don't do that to you. I don't go to your chat and do that. Ever. I don't go into anybody's chat, leave messages with my name in it. That is tacky. It's inappropriate. And I do not believe that it's just some random person doing it because it happens way too often. Please keep my name out of your mouth. I will keep your name out of my mouth and let us keep pushing because I don't believe anything about that shit. None of it. They're going to keep hating. Oh, Watcher. It started, dog. Hit me up, man. My man's going to call you. Thank you, Fannon. You the man. Thank you. I'm not sure. You have to. That's what it is, dog. That's where we are, dog. Man, Larry Evans said you cooking their ass today, Fannon. Yeah, man. It's just what it is, dog. No, trolls go away. Really. Like in these type of scenarios, dog, you can ban them. They're just going to come back in another name. But, dude, we're talking to the LDBC. We're talking to the boxing community. We are not talking to them. So why do I have to respond to them? I'm telling you who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the black fight demographic in the United States. That's who I'm speaking to. And there's nothing wrong with me speaking to that group. I am in that group. Why can't I do that? I'm not talking to you. I don't care if you believe this or not. I'm not going to say Mr. Boxing Today. I'm going to keep his name out of it or what he believes or doesn't believe in it. But I know he loves heavyweight boxing and he wants people to be treated fairly. We're just the fans. I'm a fan. Don't try to make me a star. I'm not one. And you're not going to celestialize me. I'm not a star. I am not a media guy. I am just a obsessive compulsive boxing fan with enough business sense to know how to make it self-funding for himself. It's just self-funding. Like any other reasonable person would do. But I'm black. And this is my community. And I'm not going to, and for you to ask me and tell me I'm wrong and I'm racist for talking to my own people, how can that be? I'm not talking to you. I didn't invite you. I readily block people. It's not a secret. I readily block people that say things. I'm not trying to get you or convince you. I am reporting to black people. And was my channel originally about that? No, it was not. I was originally a just video content producer. Like I wanted to make highlight reels. But every time I tried to do it, the PBC took all the money. So I was like, I can't keep doing this because every time I try to do a PBC, I try to do like a promo video, they just take, Al Heyman Promotions. And they're uncanny with their ability to do that. No, they're good people. They own the property, dude. No, PBC is right to do that. That's a trademark violation. It is. I'm telling you the truth. I had to violate copyright law in order to do that because they had to make it derivative. But that's their work. That's their stuff. So I stopped doing it. And now everything that I do, I own. The camera, the audio, that's mine because it's me. The camera work, the production, that's mine. It's me. I don't have to pay them anything. And I don't need them to buy me tickets because my supporters want me to go to the fights. They want me there. I have people who are like, Fannon, I saw you on TV. That shit was dope. I'm like, yeah, man, it was cool. Dog, I'm not going to take $400 that somebody gives me over to talk to them about boxing, man. Do you realize that? That's a burden. That's not a burden. That is an opportunity. And you people trust you with that. And I'm going to be trustworthy with that. And I'm going to use the money for good things. Going to the fight is one. Because they're like, I don't want to complain about my passes. If I had enough money, y'all wouldn't be worrying about passes. I'd have a seat of 5 people. And y'all can kick it with me. We got more than enough money running through this to do that, dog. More than enough. More than enough. So why? Let's do neo-colonialism. Neo-colonialism. But within our own boxing community. That's neo-colonialism. A phrase coined by Kwame Nkrumah to explain how colonies control countries and control the resources and the people in it. So what you do is you create the same thing for yourself. And you have an internally funding situation where you're now getting quality boxing content and you're funding it yourself because you're supporting this business. You're not a star, but a very sharp brother. I love waking up to holding it down. Thank you for your work. Exactly. No, Adrian Bronner is the star. Floyd Mayweather is the star. Devin Haney is the star. Gary Russell's the star. Deontay Wilder's the star. Those are the people that we come here for. Those are the people that we come here for. People don't come here for Bob Arum. They come here for those guys. And so that's who we're going to take care of. But much love to everybody in the chat. Everybody in the super chat. If I missed your super chat, man, tomorrow I'll make sure I make it up. But I'll be here every day, so you're not going to be forgotten. Okay? And if you're on the Instagram, shout out to my partner, Drew Titan. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. Yeah, this Fannon, you're an influencer then. Yeah, that's very clear. I'm a very influential boxing fan, without a doubt. And if I was to say anything different, that would be a lie. That's what I am. I'm an influential boxing fan. And who is my influence with? My friends. The people that I speak to. And I'm not confusing them with you. I'm talking to them. You I'm throwing out. Believe it. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Make sure you go check out KQKC Boxing coming up next. Go check out my man BFTB Boxing who's coming on later this evening. I know obviously you guys are going to support Blue Blood Sports TV and my man Curtis Anderson, my man 100 grand Curtis Anderson. Make sure you support BFTB because those guys' time overlaps. So just make sure you give it. If you can open 2 screens and do 2 great shows, do that. I have a vested interest. And I'm just telling you honestly, I have a vested interest in BFTB because I saw that man done unjustly, and we remedied it immediately, and we are still trying to get that amount of that level of talent to be known to the wider boxing community. There's things that, he's doing to improve, that I'm doing to improve, that we can all do to improve. But I'm telling you, man, that dude's show is absolutely essential to me. Nobody has that much time, man. He's excellent. Anyway, it is what it is. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, I'm out. Peace. Oh, Azul said, actually appreciate Fannon to going to see the fight in person. He gave a fantastic description of Tank and the Leo bite, like Tank breaking Leo's body. Yeah, it was bananas. Man, I never want to get hit like that. I never want to get hit like that. I promise you, dog. I looked at that and I was like, dude, I never want to get hit like that. No, I'm not built for that. I'm not built for that. And those guys that are built for that, hey, my hat goes off to you, Leo Santa Cruz. Really and truly. In defeat, nothing but respect, man. Nothing but respect. I wish he would have fought. I really wish he would have fought Guillermo. And I wish he would have fought Gary Russell Jr. But, man, if you didn't know that dude risked his life getting in there with Gervonta Davis, man, you know it now. Bananas. He said, your shooters rock with your brother Fannon and Don. All right, man. And with that, we out. Peace.